Good morning, everyone. This is VTEAM All Stars, and we have our feature presentation today. Our speaker today is
Ravit Lonstein.
The name of your business is
RL Financial Guru.
The number of years you've been in business is
4 years.
The location of your business is, and where do you serve?
Los Angeles, California.
And where do you serve?
Servicing all 50 states in Canada.
Woohoo, you can come to Canada. Other organizations you belong to are?
Just VTEAM, yeah, and I'm getting into another networking group as well, but I haven't officially joined yet. Yeah.
Okay, and the city you reside in is?
Los Angeles, California.
Your family including fur babies.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Okay, I have me and my husband, and we have 4 kids, 2 boys, 2 girls, and we have 2 guinea pigs and 3 dogs and some fish and frogs.
Ooh,
and people ask me I should get horses. I'm like, no.
Your activities include?
You know, spending a lot of time with family, going to see games, you know, stuff like that. And taking walks when I have some time, and just spending more time with my dogs too. So.
Something you would love to do is?
I would love to do it's called the San Francisco date, to go on a plane and just to go there, see like a musical or a show, and then come back. Yeah, have dinner there. You know, it'd be kind of awesome.
Ooh, and the root of your success is?
Persistence. Persistence and the passion of helping people.
So this is your time to take it away for an 8-minute presentation. Please do leave 2 minutes at the end so we can ask you questions.
Okay, perfect. You guys will be my eyes and ears in terms of the time. All right, so I know I kind of covered part of this last time, but I just want to kind of go through this again. If you've seen this already, I can just fast forward. So basically, you know, there's obviously an uncertainty on the horizon, right? Like, we don't know right now, you know, with the recession going on and inflation being really high, it's like there's just like everything's unpredictable, right? So when you're talking about, you know, basically traditionally we work, you know, for 40 years, really between the ages of 25 and 65. Obviously we help everybody. I have clients that are like 81. I have clients that are like 20, so, and everywhere in between, right? And then, so basically, but the main thing is to help people also retire. That's one of the things we do. And then, but now the younger people may have difficulty finding, right, gainful employment, and may struggle throughout their retirement years. So a lot of times too, people already, they want to retire at a certain age, but these days people are outliving their retirement. So they're living too long, which is awesome. But they need to be prepared, right? Because at some point you might not want to work anymore. You might not, you know, you might just want to do nonprofit. You might want to do all kinds of stuff. But we basically help people also figure out and help them with what is their financial independence number. It's like, what is that number that they need to have every month in order to pay the bills or whatever else, right? So this is the retirement crisis, right? The traditional pillars of retirement are now in doubt. I don't know about you guys, but by the time I get to Social Security, there will be nothing left. So, you know, you have to start planning now, right? There's like poor saving habits. We used to be -9 on the countries of saving. Now, at least we're close to 0. But you know what I'm saying? We're one of the, unfortunately, the US, I don't know about Canada, but the US has really been bad at savings, you know, and you know, obviously the country is at $28 trillion in debt. So you could tell that most people don't know how to get out of debt, and then they don't know how to save, because it's like a catch-22. But we basically teach people how to build the emergency fund while you're paying off the debt, and how to pay the debt off much quicker than if you do it by yourself. Right. And then the first thing the government cuts is pensions, right? It's crazy. Like, people give their life to do, you know, to be teachers or whatever, you know, firefighters, whatever, right? But that's the first place they cut, is the pensions. And then, you know, obviously, like I talked, you know, I spoke about retirement benefits, Social Security, you know, obviously might not be there. So what happens is it's like the three-legged stool is going to be missing a leg, because if you don't get Social Security, if you don't have personal savings, and, you know, obviously the company pension's taken away, you're basically left with nothing, right? And the worst thing is to see an older person going to work at McDonald's or Walmart, or, you know, it just breaks my heart because they're just not prepared. And then obviously the education crisis, right? Do you guys believe that prices are going up in universities and stuff like that? You know, people are getting into more student debt, and they come out and they basically have a few hundreds of thousands of dollars, right, in student loans. It's crazy. And then they go in and they start like a minimum paid job. So we can help them with that as well. And then, you know, obviously, and then a lot of times they're having trouble finding good jobs and the right career for them. A lot of people go to college, they study one thing, and then they come out and then they don't like it anymore. So they start on a different path, you know. And then obviously the spending crisis, the budget deficits, rising national debt, right, can increase pressure on our government to raise taxes. And of course, as we all see, gas prices are going up, taxes are going up, right? So that means that there's less options to save if you basically have to start now. Some people spend more on things they don't need with money they don't have. Like, you know, I go to Costco, I come out with $300 and some toilet paper. So, you know what I'm saying? It's just kind of trying to figure out exactly what the spending is for, and to be like, just to keep an eye on it, to be aware of it, you know? Mm-hmm. And then obviously keeping up with social media friends, you know, can get very expensive. It depends on what you're doing and where the budget is, you know, in terms of your business or whatever else, and where is the cost going to, right? And then, you know, this is like what's going on right now, where people are having problems paying their bills, you know. They're worried about their job, you know. When they get to a certain age, sometimes, you know, they get laid off, and they might be still pretty young, you know, might be in their 40s. It's not like, you know, but of course they're looking for people that are going to cost less. So of course the 20-year-olds or whatever, you know, they're going to be on an hourly wage, versus you might have been there for a long time, and they might just say, you know what, you're costing us too much, right? And then, you know, the children's growing up, parents growing old faster, and, you know, can you provide for them? I have a situation with, you know, my mom is like getting up there. She had a lot of health issues, and it's kind of like, I see her declining, you know, and it's one of those things that you don't think about until it hits you, and you're just like, wow, okay, you know, time is so important to spend time with them and to help them, but also, you know, is she prepared for the future, right? And then do you feel like a financial trap is affecting your family, right? It's ironic that we live in one of the wealthiest countries in the world, yet many people have money problems, right? And some work hard all their lives, but still retire poor. Many do, you know, raise their kids and often see them finish college with a lot of debt. So basically debt becomes a way of life, right? And then, you know, again, here's a lack of financial knowledge, right? Many don't have much and don't know much. Many people were not taught how to manage their money or read a financial statement. Financial issues may not often be discussed, and financial products are not always fully understood. Some buy an insurance policy and then bury it in a closet. I know a lot of people that do that. Some people contribute to their employer's retirement plan and don't pay close attention to it. So a large number of people do not have a will, trust, or plan to protect their family, right? So we're basically active spenders, but passive savers. Right? So we really help educate with whatever they've got in place, whatever they need. We spend the time, we hold their hand, we go through it with them, because it's one of the things that is most like not understood. And we believe in financial education, really, you know. The future is not in the hands of your employer, your union, or your government. It is neither in the hands of your bank nor your broker, right? So the future is in your hands, right? To make money, to save money, to accumulate money, and to protect money, which is right now, the stock market is literally tumbling down like crazy. And a lot of people, they have 401ks, they have retirement fund, they have, you know, different money that's in the stock market, and it's not protected, and they're losing. We had this one guy that lost like 100 grand in a matter of months. It's that bad. Yeah. So if you know people that have their money there, we can help protect their assets, and there'll be no more loss. which is amazing. So, and then be educated, be your own money manager. Knowing less can cost more, right? Understand how money works, and then making money work for you, right? So we spend many years in school learning how to make a living, but we should also invest our time learning the financial basics to save a future. So you won't be free until you're financially free.
Ravit,
how am I doing on time?
Ravit, that's perfect. That's a great place to end it.
Perfect. Awesome.
Okay, so I'm going to come off speaker view. We do have time for 2 questions of Ravit. Anybody have any questions? I'm going to when you say about a will, that was one thing. It was funny. When I was married, I didn't have one. But as soon as I got single, that was one of the first things that I went out and got done. So what would you say is this? I know the statistic in Canada, I think, is less, that about 37% of people in Canada have a will. Do you know what the statistic is in the United States?
I think it's like between probably 40 to 50%.
Wow. To let the government make your decisions for you, that's just not cool. And it can be tied up for years.
You know what's
tied up for years and years and years.
Oh, it's crazy. And, you know, and I was so surprised. I met with like attorneys and other people, and they didn't have a will or trust, and they were married and had kids. And I'm like, whoa, you guys need to do this now, because you never know. That's the thing. We all want to live till 120, but we just don't know. And to give more money to the government, no, thank you.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people don't realize what value they have. You know, that's why a lot of people think, oh, I'm not a millionaire, so I don't really have anything. But, you know, it's so funny whenever someone passes away, you realize how much you do have, because people are fighting for everything. It's crazy.
Can speak to that, LaChelle, just from the past couple of weeks. There is so much value when someone passes that, yeah, the person that passed probably had no clue. And now there's going to be a debate over what was left behind. I did have a question for you, Ravit, with trust, especially like if someone has a trust for a child and someone they may or may not be close to was kind of in charge of that trust. Can that be changed in any way?
Yes, definitely. Definitely can be changed. Yeah. At any point in time, you can always change it. But also the other thing too, which is not just the will or trust, but I'm telling you, like a medical directives, for example, like my business partner, his grandma literally, I don't know, fell down or something and was like literally in a coma. And without any writing, they were like, the husband was in a bad situation. It's like, you know, do I plug the machine? What am I going to do? You know what I mean? So it's like, it's always good, you know, if somebody is getting older, just to kind of have somebody so they have their decisions. They don't have to feel guilty if they have to have their hands, you know, have their life in their hands. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things that was like, wow, you know, you don't think about these things, but it's good to have everything in writing. Yeah.
Excellent information today. Thank you so much, Ravit. I can tell you in Canada, it's called your power of attorney. And under your power of attorney, you have the different directives, and it's so important. So reach out to Ravit for trusts, wills, financial information. Underneath the LR Financial Guru, she wears a lot of hats. So thank you so much, Ravit.
Sure, thank you.